Hi, welcome to valuationpodcast.com, a podcast and video series about all things related to business and valuation. My name is Melissa Gragg, and I provide divorce valuation and mediation services in St. Louis, Missouri. Today, we will discuss active and passive appreciation of separate property in divorce with the esteemed Dr. Ashok Abbott, who is an associate professor of finance at West Virginia University. He is the founder of Business Valuation, Inc., where he provides value by determining statistical significance, validating economic models, and providing rigorous empirical analytical support. So basically, just a super expert at research and all things valuation when you have an equitable distribution of marital property. So what does that mean?
See, equitable is, again, the fundamental concept in equity. We are looking at not taking a chopper and running it down the middle. Okay. Mm-hmm. What we are looking at is what is fair. And the definition of fairness, again, changes from jurisdiction to jurisdiction. Right? It's very interesting. I have, since I work all across the country, you come across concepts the way they have been developed over time, that what is fair or equitable in one state may just not be fair and equitable in another state. And if you go to Florida, circuits have developed in that way that the same word means different in northern Florida and southern Florida. Mm-hmm. The way case law has developed, things have been quite different. So that's why it becomes very important to be very clear as to what is the narrow tunnel through which this snake is moving.
Right. And a lot of judges, I think a lot of courts don't like to use the word fair anyway, because is it really fair? And, in our world, we have fair market value, we have fair value, we have all these other terms. And so I think equitable is just trying to be like, what could be even-ish, right? Like fair-ish, right? Fair-ish. It doesn't mean 50-50. It means, does it make sense to this couple?
And like in New York, and at times when they start looking at distributing based on effort, mm-hmm. there are some circuits that kind of, as a default position, fall on the 80-20. The in-spouse, since the growth or the value is created by their efforts, get 80%. They start at 80-20 and then kind of move it up, move it down. They try to fine tune it, but it's very different. So the idea of what is equitable changes very significantly from jurisdiction to jurisdiction.
Right. And typically somehow summarized in statutes or case law that you can talk to the attorney in that state and things like that. But also, I think if you're going to practice in certain states, most of the time you need to know it as well, right?
You need to read up.
Yes.
You won't be interpreting it. You will not be saying based on this case, such and such is the number, but you need to be aware of what is happening. What is the practice that has developed there, and what are the parameters within which you have to work?
Because this is a complex issue that's pretty deep into valuation theory. Right. And so to make an assumption that an attorney knows all the case law surrounding this issue is probably not the best assumption to make.
So what would happen is that you would have done your own research, but you will present it to your attorney, the one you're working with, and then let them make the decision as to what is.
Yeah.
The definition changes. So you have to go with their definition, but you may be able to help them to put everything in context.
Yeah, and the hard part about this area, I think, also is that the case law is different. And so even if you're in a state that is just bordering another state, it could be significantly different how they deal with this issue. And one way to really get yourself caught off guard is to not have done your own research. And even in some cases, to educate them on the nuances of the valuation issues, right?
Right. See, that's what you have to do. You have to
Mm-hmm.
work with them. See, that is why, like, I, for example, do not do primary valuations. Okay. I'm an add-on to the valuation.
Sure.
I deal with a specialized area, whether it's discounts, whether it's distributions. But important thing is that it's very important for the lawyer, the basic valuation person, and the specialist to be working together in tandem from beginning to end.